Hi, welcome to my channel. My name is Kayla. I'm a part-time reseller. I sell on platforms like Poshmark, eBay, Mercari, Depop, and whatnot. If you like reselling content, like what solds, thrift hauls, and tips and tricks on reselling, give me a like and a follow. And today's video is going to be a little bit different. I just recently had like an epiphany that I need to utilize ThredUp more often. I have bought stuff from them before. I've bought some mystery boxes. I did like their kids mystery boxes that I got, but I've never sent anything to sell to them. So I've been watching some videos and doing some research, and I decided that, like I said, I need to utilize them more as like a kind of a hands-off like income, if you will. And I am gonna start sourcing things that are like things I wouldn't list necessarily, but things that are still really good quality, like brands and stuff, and also just to use them to kind of clear out some old inventory that have maybe been sitting in my closet. Like, I have about 650 listings right now. I'd like to get it closer to like the 600 range. So there's a few things in here that I am going to do that with. I found 2 big boxes. So one of their rules is it just needs to be under 30 pounds, that you get a label for 30 pounds so you could fill a box as much as you want up to that. They suggest between 30 and 35 items, which is what I fit in both of these boxes. And currently it is January, and till the end of the month they are doing half the fee. So it's normally $14.99 for to send a box into them, and it's currently $7.49 till the end of the month. So I thought I would utilize that and send them 2 boxes. So I'm gonna go through what I am sending off to them. This is kind of personally for me, so I can see what I sent to them and see what they chose to list, because there are probably some things that they end up not listing. We shall see. And of course they want everything to be in good condition, no holes, no pilling, no stains, of course. And they don't take men's items. They have started taking kids' items. I don't think they used to, but I have just women's clothing in here. And of course it's going to be spring season, and they say they don't list items for like 4 to 6 weeks. So definitely spring thinking on most of the stuff I'm grabbing. It does say they take things year round, however. So this is the first box we are going to go through. This is something I had taken to the buy sell trade store. I don't think I ever got back around to relisting it. It is a Banana Republic sweater dress. So not quite spring, but I feel like it's like a classic. So I'm gonna give it a shot. I think it is wool. Yeah, lamb's wool, modal, nylon, and a little bit of cashmere. So very nice piece. Maybe not the best time of year to send it, but I'm gonna give it a shot. That will be in that box. This is a horny toad dress. And also some of this stuff I did take to a buy sell trade store, and it's just stuff they passed on. So this is kind of like the last resort. I didn't want to list some of it, so we're gonna see how well it does there. And I have a thrift store that does a fill a bag sale every day. You fill this big tote bag for $15, and typically my cost of goods is between like 50 cents and $1. So I figure if I can find stuff there at super low cost of goods and just send it in for stuff I'm like not excited to list, I think that would be awesome. And I do it every week. So horny toad dress. I actually got this dress. I had another thrift store that's local to me that is doing dollar bins, and they did a bunch of dresses. So this is one of the dresses that was in there. So only paid $1 for that. This is a Lane Bryant new with the tag dress that I found at the bins a while ago. The Clothes Mentor buy sell trade wouldn't take it because it's a few years old, I believe, and it's been sitting in my inventory for a while. I'm not even sure if it's listed, honestly. So I think I remember going through stuff and seeing it wasn't listed. It might be listed, but I'm gonna have to delist it and I'm gonna send it in because it's just been sitting around for probably a year. I have had another dress in my inventory for a long time. This is super cute too. It's I think it's Torrid. It's a Disney dress, but I think it's like a Torrid collab. Yeah, it's marked a size 0. I don't see anywhere it says Torrid, but I think it is. Size 0, Torrid sizing for sure. Disney dress, super cute, just hasn't sold, and I'm ready to get rid of it, get it out of my inventory. Another dress that has been sitting in my inventory for probably a year or more is this Ralph Lauren. Cute floral dress. I feel like this would be great for spring. Then another thing that's been sitting around is this Banana Republic cardigan. Lightweight cardigan, definitely good transitional piece. I think this one is also, yeah, 100% merino wool. I just have had this sitting around, ready to get rid of it. Then this is also something I've had listed forever. It just hasn't sold, which I'm kind of surprised. It's a vintage Victoria's Secret silk little blouse, and it did say they do take some vintage, so I'm curious to see if they will choose to list all the vintage stuff that I'm going to send to them. Another vintage piece, new with the tags too. Just a cute little retro tank top. I've also had it sitting in my inventory forever. LL Bean, nice little half button up. That's been sitting in my inventory for way too long. Another J. Jill dress. Ready to get rid of that. This is a piece I can't believe hasn't sold. I feel like I need to maybe use better keywords maybe, but I'm just ready to see it move. Free People, although there's no size tag in this, I don't think. So I don't think they're gonna take that. And I'd hate to send this off. Okay, maybe I'll keep this and redo the keywords. It's kind of partially the issue with it. I feel like this is a good whimsy goth kind of piece. I'm gonna send in this Matilda Jane piece because it did say in the listing that, or in their like instructions, that they won't take anything that has size tags cut out. I believe that's what I remember. I have a couple vintage jackets I'm going to send their way. Once again, just have had them way too long, and I'm ready to purge them and make some room. And then another vintage jacket, 100% silk. That is going to go. This is an LL Bean top. This is a top I've definitely had for a while. Someone had purchased it off eBay and then they wanted to cancel because they said they found a better price somewhere. So did you know that eBay sends you like suggestions of better priced items when you're trying to purchase something, which is so annoying in cases like this. But I had delisted it for everything and I was just kind of annoyed and ready to get rid of it. And then this J. Jill, cute little tank top. I just haven't listed that. It wouldn't sell for much online, so I just didn't want to take the time to do it. This cute Lands' End skirt. Been sitting in my inventory for a while. Thought I'd give that a shot on there. These Calvin Klein shorts. My daughter had these and was wearing them and wasn't excited to list them, so thought I'd give them a try here. These Bay Leaf shorts I've had forever. Thought I'd throw those in there, and those were never listed either. I had those for my Whatnot show, but no one seemed too interested. This is a skirt that I have had for way too long. I had it listed. I sold it on eBay and I couldn't find it. So I eventually had to cancel it, which this is the only time I've really never been able to find something. And then of course I found it right after, and it was in my laundry room because I think it had a spot on it I wanted to get out. So I never got around to listing it again. I'm just gonna throw that in here. This is a t-shirt my daughter had. She was wearing, we got it from the bins. It is a cotton rayon made in India brand. Cute little tee. Throwing that in there. This neon Buddha tee. This is something I had brought to the clothes mentor, see if they would take it, and they didn't. So I'm gonna throw that in here. Didn't really want to list it. I don't think it would go for that much. Land's End dress, something that's been sitting around for a while and I haven't gotten to listing it, so throwing that in there. This is another dress from the dollar dress sale. It is Altered State. They don't look like they go for a lot online, so I thought I'd give it a try here. Kind of a one shoulder long sleeve satin dress. I think Altered State is an Anthropology brand, if I'm not mistaken. Another dollar dress, Zenana. Just a long sleeve lightweight dress. This is a Christopher and Banks. I think it's a vintage skirt. Very cute. I thought someone might like the style, and I don't think it sells for much online, so thought I'd throw that in there. Then I've got, I think this was a bins find, so Talbot's leggings in a small petite, and I did try to bring this to my buy sell trade clothes mentor, but I don't think they take petite and long sizes. They passed on this one, so that is gonna go in there. Another dress from the dollar bins, little Talbots, cute little dress. Then we've got another dollar bin dress, cute little Ralph Lauren, a flutter top, that's really cute. Try that in there. Got a few more pieces. I thought this Alfred Dunner was cute, and I don't think it would sell for much online, so I thought I'd throw it in there and maybe they would like that. And that was from a fill a bag sale, so I paid 50 cents for it. This is Kimchi Blue. I think this is also an Anthropology brand. Maybe not the season for it, but another thing that didn't look like it sold for a ton online, so I'm gonna try to throw it in there. And then this looks like Peter Somm. I think this may be a designer. I'm not 100% sure. It came with this little tie, but the sell-through rate on this brand wasn't great. So that's why I want to throw it in here and see how it does. So that is one box. I kind of want to count how many pieces in this box. So
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29,
30, 31. So I've got 31 pieces in that box. And then I've got one more box I'm going to send to them. Go through that one quick. Another dollar dress. This is Ann Taylor. Another nice brand, but the sell-through rate just doesn't look that great. So I'm going to send that one off. I think this was... this was from the fill a bag sale that I did. Evan Piconi. Cute little florally dress. This is Access Apparel. This was from the dollar sale. Just a cute little lightweight dress. This is new with tags, I think, which is why I grabbed it. It is Mihole. This either didn't sell for a lot or didn't have a great sell-through rate. So that's why I'm gonna throw it in there. And then another Ann Taylor dress. This is cute. Then I've got Mario Serrani. It is a made in Italy dress. Anything made in Italy, I always tend to look at. I don't think this had a great sell-through rate on it, so throwing that in there. That was from the dollar bins as well. This was from the fill a bag sale. Just a cute little American Eagle skirt. They also have a section on their site where they say like their top brands that they like selling and or that just do well on their site. American Eagle was one. I know Torrid was another. I believe Athleta was on there. I can't remember what else, but if you're looking to send in things, check out that list. And there's also some lists where they'll give you like a bonus if you send it in and they sell it. I know Gap was one that you get like an extra 15% bonus. I can't remember the other ones, but Torrid, which I did find at the fill a bag sale that I did. So paid like 50 cents to $1 for these. This is a new with tag Anne Klein skirt. This is definitely a brand I probably would have just passed by, but I thought, I know it retails for, I believe it retails for a lot. So brands like Michael Kors or Anne Klein or Ann Taylor, those dresses, maybe wouldn't resell great online, but they do retail for a lot. And the tips I've been hearing is if it retails for a lot, it will probably sell better on ThreadUp than it would if it has a bad sell-through rate online. Then I've got Christopher and Banks skirt. Definitely probably would have been a pass. Super cute though, like perfect for spring. That was from the fill a bag sale. Another fill a bag is this cute Gap skirt. Nice flowy kind of midi skirt. This was from the dollar dress sale. Cute little American Eagle dress. Maybe more fall, but definitely lightweight, and I feel like we'll do well on there. All right, these next few things, we have like local-ish in my state. Just a couple hours away from me. They do like pallets and they do pallet boxes. And probably a year ago, I was searching up pallets and I got a box to test it out. And I didn't really think it was really worth it. It is like TJ Maxx liquidation stuff, which is great, but I feel like it took forever to sell and there's just some pieces in it that didn't sell for great. So I'm gonna throw anything I've kind of left over from that I never really listed. That's one. This is another one. And I also looked up all these brands to make sure that they took them, and they do. So they're perfect spring summer pieces. So they do take all these brands. This is an older Athleta. I'm kind of curious if they will list this. It said they like Athleta. Do they like all Athleta? Not sure, but thought I'd give that a try. I think this is a bins find. This is a Torrid piece that I found at the bins at one point. I forgot to bring it to the Buy Still Trade store, but thought they might like that since they like Torrid. Like I said before, Michael Kors is a brand I think that sells okay on there. And I've had a few Michael Kors, I think this was a bins find, pieces listed in my shop for longer than I would like. So I'm gonna pull all my Michael Kors stuff and throw that in there. This is a 3X that says they also like plus sizes, which most things do. So that is going to go in there. This is also a Michael Kors top. I think I paid $2 for this at a garage sale. I have had a little bit of interest in this, but obviously no one's purchased. And I have that same Michael Kors top in blue. This is some old Athleta pants that I'm also gonna try there. My daughter was wearing these for a little bit. See if they like those. This is also from that palette box that I had gotten. Little American Eagle summery crop top. Also from that palette box, this cute little dress. I think that might do okay on there. Got this from a fill-a-bag sale, Talbots, in a size large. Another Michael Kors cute little tank top that I'm ready to get rid of. These are some House of Harlow jean shorts. Again, not really, I just feel like they're not worth listing for me. Not excited about them, so I'm gonna try them there. Also, J. Crew. J. Crew tends to sit for me. I think I got this in the fill-a-bag, so I'm gonna throw that in there. Another fill-a-bag, Ralph Lauren. I'm curious to see if they like this brand. This is another fill-a-bag American Eagle top. Really pretty, flowy. Love the open back on this. Very boho. Then we've got some Chico's. This is a brand I do see quite a bit at the fill-a-bag store that I go to, but I don't really pick it up because Chico's just doesn't sell for a lot. I know a lot of people like to sell it, but I would rather list something a little bit higher of value and something that I know is going to move quickly than not. So I think this thread up stuff might be a good place to do that. Another brand I typically pass on is Cabby, but I believe this is a boutique brand, and I know Clothes Mentor likes this brand, and I think it does like retail for a lot, but it doesn't sell well online for the most part, as far as I know. And feel free to correct me if I'm wrong. I'm curious if any of you like selling these brands. I have picked up a piece of in the past. It took forever to sell, so not a great sell-through brand, but a nice brand, nice enough. I think they might like this brand. Another brand I usually look past is Gloria Vanderbilt. This is a very nice, it's either cotton or linen. Yes, 50% linen and 48% viscose. So I think this is another brand that I think retails pretty good, but just not worth listing. I've got a couple pairs of shoes in my inventory that I'm just ready to get rid of. I might need to clean these up a little bit. These are some hippie laundry shoes. They need a little bit of a magic eraser on the edges. I'm gonna see if they like these. Also, shoes was another category that they have higher interest in. So I thought I'd test a couple pairs of shoes. And then I've got these Sorels that have been sitting in my closet or like my inventory on Poshmark and stuff forever. So I thought I would throw those in there and give them a try. Another brand that sells for a lot, but I feel like sell-through rate isn't always great on it. And last but not least, this is a Michael Kors jacket that I'm going to throw in there. I've had this longer than I'd like in my inventory. I do have another jacket I wanted to add, but I feel like it's more appropriate for like winter, so I might send that in a box later on. So let's count how many pieces I've got in this. Got
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 7, 8, 9, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35.
36. So I actually might throw one of these in this box. So that is just 35 in here. So then it'd be 32 over there, I believe. So that is it. I am excited to send these off. I'm gonna run to UPS tomorrow. They do send you UPS labels for your box. You don't have to pay anything for them. I think it's included in the $7.49 fee they're going to charge you, which is normally $14.99, like I said. So I'm super excited to try this. Stay tuned for an update on what happens. I will kind of walk through the process that I experienced. So if you want to see more content like this, and not sponsored, but I would love to be sponsored by ThreadUp, give me a like and a follow, and hope to see you in the next one.